Hey there guys, in this video I'm going to be showing the way I am personally quick farming Hadlar for turn 1 OTK with a bonus team. Now for the previous videos, I have definitely read the comments. People are asking to show other versions of clears on the final boss, on the earlier bosses, etc. I do plan to do that. That is a plan for this weekend. I will have multiple videos of cheaper teams to perfect score all this stuff in Vision World. Just got to give me time. But for this one, we're going to be turn 1 OTKing. Now, that being said, I only have 5 bonus units. So Venera, Crocodine, Stern, Garland, and Kaito are my only bonus units, which means I get to bring a 6th unit to make it easier to farm. I don't have Warrior of Light, I don't have any of the Dragon Quest units, I don't have Merilith, so this is like the most I could possibly bring is 5 bonus units anyway. So we're bringing Sakura to help make the turn 1 OTK a little bit easier. So let's get in here and take it out. Now also, again, as long as you're passive provoking with an evader, you can take 4 turns to kill this guy. So if you can't turn 1 OTK it, it's not that big a deal. So Venera is going to 90% defense break. Stern from an Esper on Shiva is going to just use the Imperil spell. We're going to use the shifted LB of Sage of Thunder Sakura. That's going to Thunder Amplify as well as Stat Buff and LB Buff. We're going to triple Bolting Strike with Garland. We're going to base form LB Kaito. And we're going to base form, LB Crocodine. I recommend you practice on the training dummy because Crocodine's frames are cancer. But if you practice and if you get it right, Crocodine going first for a moment and then everyone else, you can perfect chain it, and then when Kaito's last hit comes in at the end, boom. Turn 1 OTK. I'll do one more clear and then I will show you the gear we used to make this happen. So the boss has 1.1 billion HP. We did 1.3. We overkilled by about 20%. So if your gear isn't quite as strong, maybe you don't have like an EX3 Kaito, it's only EX2. It could be a little bit better. So as you can see, Kaito by himself almost carries it, and then Crocodine brings up the remaining slight amount. The boss has 1.1, Kaito did 0.9, so Crocodine did, 0.3, and then Garland is just a support chainer. So we'll get one more clear in, and then I'll show you the gear. Now, as far as if you want to go for an absolute 100% bonus team and drop Sakura, well, as long as you've got something like Dai or Baran, etc., they can probably still turn 1 OTK it. But like I mentioned, if you can't turn 1 OTK, burst on turn 1, finish off on turn 2. As long as someone's provoking with evasion, you're fine. And truth be told, honestly, you probably don't even need evasion because Crocodine passive provokes anyway, and he's like really bulky. So, 1.5, we really overkilled that time. Yeah, Crocodine's really bulky. He can probably just totally face tank it anyway as long as you're breaking the boss, and you're going to be, of course, because you got to break to deal damage. Oh man, Kaito almost solo carried that, but okay. So let me go ahead and show you the gear and show you how it's working. So we're going with the Thunder team, and obviously we're using Thunder weapons because we're not taking a turn to imbue the party with Sakura. So Venera is geared for passive provoke evasion. She just handles the 90% break. She's also a bonus unit, so really convenient. Crocodine is using LB damage versus... Oh my god, what is this guy? Demon. LB damage versus Demon. Chain cap up. Decent defense. Mine is defense potted. Other than that, he'll be a lot better once his axe is upgraded. It'll be a little bit easier to OTK. I gave him Wisdom of Hess for auto-buffing defense in case you're not bringing Sakura. So if you're not bringing Sakura, you're bringing something like Dai or Baron or whatever to burst on turn 1, you're not going to have a stat buff, so use auto-buffing Wisdom of Hess. Now with Sakura on the team, Wisdom of Hess is not important. Maxed LB damage and maxed Demon Killer. There we go. I showed you the card, right? And the Leave It To Me card, by the way, is where we're getting the Great Sword Imperil, which we're going to show in a moment why that matters. Stern is literally naked. He is just on an Esper for casting the Imperil spell because we are not doing Thunder Imperil. So there's the Thunder Imperil source. Also Dark Imperil for Garland. Here's Garland. He is support chaining. I gave him a dual wield build. He is using great swords for the Imperil, also a thunder weapon, and he's getting auto bravery from the Tenetris, which is our source of thunder weapon. He's dual wielding with chain cap up from the Warrior of the Crystal, and then just some damage. He is, I believe, maxed Demon Killer. Yep, maxed Demon Killer. And then the one carrying the fight is Kaito. Mine is EX3, but again, we overkilled by a decent chunk, so EX2 should be completely fine. Now, he is using a naturally Thunder Element Greatsword. That is because we're not taking the time to imbue, and we're using a Greatsword Imperil from the card. So that's a good source here. So the asterisk, if you don't have this, you could give him Equip Spear and use like the Vajra, Nalu's STMR, and then you could get Spear Imperil from like Roberta doing her LB instead of Sakura, something like that. Or you could get, if you're using a Thunder Imbue, you could give him his own Katana, and then he does his own Katana Imperil. Anyway, LB damage versus demons. And again, I gave him auto bravery. This is again just in case you're not bringing a buffer. We get auto buff right there, and we are going high end with the card and all that. Maxed LB and maxed Demon Killer, and that is our turn 1. Oh, and Sakura is completely naked. She is here for the stat, LB, and amplify buff with her boost. So 350 attack, 45 amp, and 250 LB damage, which allows us to do big damage on turn 1. I wish I could show you a clear with 6 bonus units, but I don't have another one, so sad face. Anyway, there it is, and either late tonight or tomorrow or this weekend, I will be going back to all the bosses, and we'll be doing re-clears that are not turn 1 face stomps. We will be going with cheaper clears that are easier to copy. I do realize not everyone has the crazy team I used on day 1, but the day 1 stuff is intended to be quick, and then the budget stuff comes a day or two later. Anyway, see you then.